Okay, good evening, everybody. It's 8:30. Do a quick sound check here, and we'll be good to go. All right, so yes, it is Thursday, not Tuesday, but we are here with Breakers Club. This is the third night, as you probably can tell from my voice, but hopefully you saw in the updates I posted over on the Discord. I have been very sick the last couple of days, and I'm only just now starting to feel a little bit more human. So here we are. Tonight, as you can see, we've got four products to open. We've got a box of 2004 Topps Bazooka. We have one of those holiday bauble thingies from 2024 Topps. We have 2024 Archives, and we have a box of Topps 206, also from 2024. So those are the four that we're going to be opening today. I'm going to try to make it through tonight without too much in the way of coughing. So apologies if I do have to cough, but that's just the way that goes. And yeah, I think we're going to jump right in without a lot of dilly-dally, right? All right, so this is a box of Bazooka. Fun set, fun brand, typically. And this particular one is supposed to have a pack of gum, a stick of gum, I should say, in every pack, and also comics and who knows what else. So there's the checklist for everything that you can get, and then you get a whole lot of packs. So I'm going to just take all the packs out. One straggler. There's your empty box. Let's get that out of the way for just a moment. Goes out of my way. Okay, so each pack is supposed to have 8 cards. This was back when you could get a pack of cards for $1.99 with a stick of gum. I'm sick. I will not be eating the gum tonight, but we'll open the packs up. All right, so there's what your gum looks like. It's looks a little more washed out in the video feed than it does in hand, I would say. It's not bad. And it's still pliable. So it's not just like cracking hard. That's going in my trash can, but there you go. All right. That out of the way. We begin with this break with a brewer. Khalid Baluli. Vlad Guerrero for the Angels. We have a tattoo of, let's see, Marlins pitcher at that time. I should know who this is. It doesn't say on the back. I should know who that is. Why is it not coming? See, this is the NyQuil. I'm trying to look on the checklist here. Brad Penny, I'm going with for the Marlins. We have a Jose Reyes comic. We have, these are 1 per pack parallels. They're much thicker cardstock. Scott Podsednik, another brewer. And then you also get a mini parallel 1 per pack. Gil Mesh for the Mariners. And then back to regular base cards, we get AJ Burnett for the Marlins and Chris Benson for the Pirates. So that's what this set looks like. I should show you the backs of the cards. Here's the back of the Jason Bay. So you get a Bazooka Blast Stat of the Year. So you get a nice little write-up with a statistic, team logo. So solid all the way around, honestly, there. All right, we got Sammy Sosa for the Cubs, Russ Ortiz, Braves, Roy Oswalt, Astros. We have an Esteban Loaiza comic. We have Torrey Hunter, red parallel, and then Jeff Mathis for the Angels is our mini, Marlon Byrd for the Phillies, and Jason Bay for Pittsburgh. Twinkle says Dempster for that one. Maybe you're right. Could be right. I don't know. I don't know my 2004 baseball player faces well enough, apparently. All right. Oh, looks like we have our hit here. So we've got Lance Nix for the Rangers, Kevin Millwood, Phillies. Red Sox get Kevin Millar. We have a Rafael Furcal comic. And then we do have a hit, Nomar Garcia Parra. So Super Gadget just in the room. And there we go for the Red Sox. A nice Nomar Bazooka Blast. That's what the back of that looks like. Authentic game used back card. That's pretty sweet. I like the design. Nice Nomar. Our mini is Nick Johnson. We get Bartolo Colon for the Angels and Moises Alou for the Cubs. I should note when you get a relic, you don't get one of the red thick parallels. All right. Mike Piazza, Mets. Mark Teixeira, Rangers. Miguel Tejada, Orioles. Another comic. Eric Gagne, back when he was incredible. Brad Radke for the Twins is our red parallel. And then Randy Wynn for the Mariners is our mini. Ray Durham Giants. And Adam Dunn for my Reds. You are just in time, Super Gadget, for the Noma. Jeff Kent, Astros. Javi Lopez, Orioles. Jamie Moyer, Mariners, the Ageless Wonder. We've got Frank Thomas is our comic. And in a surprise, we have our second hit. It is Brad Penny. And look, we have our answer. That's Brad Penny. So we do know who it is now. That's our second relic out of this box. And in fact, there's a little bit of a pinstripe on it. You might be able to make that out at the top of that. But it's definitely a pinstripe. So that's going to the Marlins. That's going to JC. So 2 hits out of this box. Our mini, Runlevis Hernandez for the Royals. And then we have Matt Clement for the Cubs and Jose Cruz Jr. for the Rays. Excuse me. I did bring water down here to hopefully keep me from coughing too much. So the box didn't actually promise. I don't think it actually promised hits. So the fact that we've gotten 2 already seems pretty solid. Edwin Jackson for the Dodgers. Neil Kotz, White Sox. Ricky Weeks, Brewers. Another comic, Brad Wilkerson. We've got a first-year Yadi Molina red parallel. That's a nice one for the Cardinals. Hideo Nomo mini for the Dodgers. Also nice. Sean Chacon for the Rockies. And Angel Baroa for the Royals. It says Bazooka Relics, 1 in 86, 1 in 40, 1 in 187, 1 in 289. Doesn't give you like an overall. Yeah, so I think we're doing pretty well. I think that's the moral of the story for that. More gum. We got Carlos Quentin for the Diamondbacks. Johan Santana, Twins. We have one of the 4-in-1 sticker cards. Those will be randomized at the end. I won't randomize them in real time, but they'll get randomized. Rafael Palmeiro for the Rangers. Our red is Aramis Ramirez for the Cubbies, and our mini is Casey Kochman for the Angels. Nice Miguel Cabrera for the Marlins, and Hank Blaylock for Texas. We got Larry Bigby for the Orioles, Joe Bouchard, White Sox, Bobby Crosby, Athletics, Carlos Delgado comic. We got Aubrey Huff as a red, and our mini is Fred McGriff as a Dodger, Sean Casey for my Reds, and Aaron Boone as a Yankee. Richie Saxon, Diamondbacks, Reggie Sanders, Cardinals, Ramon Ortiz, Angels, Alfonso Soriano comic. Our red is Eric Hinsky. Our mini is Andrew Jones, Jason Giambi for the Yankees, and Jason Johnson for the Orioles. So I know I had to change times and dates on people. Well, not time so much, but the date for the break. So I don't expect a ton of people able to watch live. But I do appreciate Chris and Super Gadget for showing up, and anyone else that might be watching. Mike Piazza, Mets. Josh Labordero. I don't know. Expos. I'm sure I said that wrong. Another one of these sticker cards. We got Sammy Sosa. Then we've got Titus Meadows is our red for the Rangers, and our mini is Carlos Zambrano for the Cubbies, Sean Burrow Padres, and Carlos Delgado for the Blue Jays. I am going to go as quickly as I can just because I don't feel great, but we're going to get through. Mark Redmond, Athletics. Mark Pryor, Cubbies. Manny Ramirez, Red Sox. We've got a Bill Mueller comic. CC Sabathia for the Indians. Eric Hinsky is our mini for the Blue Jays. And I should point out the minis are on like the old cardboard stock as opposed to the white that you get in the regular base cards. This was Ellis Burks for the Indians and Tony Bautista for the Expos. So this is a 2004 set with the Expos in it. It feels like the Expos have been gone for a lot longer than that. We got Hideo Nomo for the Dodgers, Greg Myers, Blue Jays, a Nomar Garcia Parra comic, Marcus Giles, Braves, Esteban Loaiza mini, Luis Castillo Marlins, and Rocco Baldelli for the Rays. Next pack. We got Kenny Lofton for the Yankees, Jose Lima Royals. We have another. This one's going to take a little bit longer. It's a catcher. I don't know who that is. I have to study the checklist. They're not numbered that I can see. Let's see. Let's look on the checklist quick and see if I can figure out who that might be. I don't think it's... I don't know. Was Toby Hall a catcher? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that one. All right, our comic is Roger Clemens. We got Randy Johnson for the Diamondbacks, Greg Myers, Blue Jays, Casey Blake, Indians, and Eric Chavez for the Athletics. I'm going to just have to hope TCDB has images for all those tattoo cards. That'll make my life easier if they do. All right, next pack. Padres, Bernie Castro. Royals get Jimmy Gobble. Kerry Wood for the Cubs. And our comic is a nice one, Derek Jeter. We got Ben Sheets as our red, and Chris Labansky is the mini. Torrey Hunter for the Twins, and Marquise Grissom for the Giants. Next pack. Brian Snyder for the A's. Justin Morneau, Twins. Danny Garcia, Mets. Our comic is Dontrell Willis. We got Sammy Sosa, red. Joe Mauer, mini. Kevin Brown for the Yankees, and Edgardo Alfonso for the Giants. Super Gadget says they don't all have images. I was afraid of that. I'm not sure who that's. My guess, I'm going with Toby Hall, maybe? Was he a catcher? There's no indication of team on there. All right, we got Roy Halladay for the Blue Jays, Craig Ansman for the Diamondbacks. We have a Astros no-hit the Yankees comic, so that'll go in the Astros pile. We have a something. We have a Derek Jeter stand-up. That's what we have. That's a pretty sweet card for the Yankees. I like those. Those are fun. Our red is Carlos Pena for the Tigers. Our mini is also Derek Jeter for the Yankees. Eric Gagne, Dodgers, and Bobby Abreu for the Phillies. Next pack, Yadi Molina. Cardinals, Brian Pena, Braves, Eric Gagne, Dodgers. We've got an Ichiro comic. Our red is Derek Jeter. I think we've gotten all the Jeter cards. Our mini is Chipper Jones. Two nice parallels there. Johnny Damon, Red Sox, and Brett Boone for the Mariners. Kind of cool that both Brett and Aaron get a card in the same set, the Boone brothers. Larry Walker for the Rockies, Mariano Rivera, Yankees, Juan Uribe, White Sox. We got an Albert Pujols comic, Steve Finley, Diamondbacks is our red, and our minis, Eric Munson for the Tigers, Rich Earlia for the Mariners, and Lance Berkman for Houston. All right, Super Guy just says Toby Hall tattoo has no image. So I might be right, but I might be wrong. I'm gonna have to find a picture of Mr. Toby Hall and see if that's who that is. I'm just guessing. Toby Hall played for the Rays, did he not? And it kind of looked like Rays colors. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. Rafael Palmeiro, Orioles. Omar Vizquel, Indians. Mike Sweeney, Royals. We have a Roy Halladay comic. Zach Miner, Braves is our red. And a nice Greg Maddux mini for the Braves, obviously. Vlad Guerrero for the Angels. And Mike Cameron for the Mets. Next pack. John Olerud, Mariners. Joe Mays, Twins. Another sticker card. We've got Kevin Millwood, no hitting the Giants. We've got Benito Santiago as a Royal for the red, and Khalil Green for the Padres as our mini. Jeff Bagwell for Houston, and Josh Beckett for the Marlins. Next pack. Boomer Wells for the Padres. Ryan Matson, Phillies. Jerome Williams, Giants. We have a Jeff Bagwell comic. Ruben Levis Hernandez for the Royals is the red. Aubrey Huff for the Rays is our mini. Yurabio Durazo for the Athletics. And Jeremy Burnitz for Colorado. Greg Maddux for the Braves starts us off. Gil Mesh, Mariners, another sticker card. Mark Pryor for the Cubs. Our mini is Randy Wolf. Jose Contreras, Yankees. And Pat Burrell for the Phillies. Bernie Williams, Yankees. Dimitri Young, Tigers. Bobby Jenks, Angels. Our comic is A-Rod. We got Corey Patterson for the Cubs. Troy Gloss is our mini for the Angels. Nate Cornejo for the Tigers. And Garrett Anderson for the Angels. And our final pack out of our first of 4 products tonight starts with Anthony LaRue for the Braves. Brian Giles, Padres. We have another tattoo. Greg Maddux for the Braves. That one I knew. Garrett Anderson comic. We got Juan Rivera is our red for the Expos. And Edgar Martinez is our mini for the Mariners. Carl Crawford, Rays. And we finish off with Roberto Alomar for the Diamondbacks. So there's your box of Bazooka. I'm going to put these back in the box for sorting purposes later on. Like I said, I'll randomize those sticker cards. They can be a little bit hard to see who the 4 teams are. So I'll need to do a bit of research when I go to do that. And I don't trust myself to do that tonight, since I just took some Dayquil right before starting this break. But we did pull 2 relics out of there, which feels particularly strong. So, and nice ones, Brad Penny and Nomar Garciaparra. So pretty happy with that box, actually. And again, one of the goals of Breakers Club is to try to give different products, chance in the spotlight, so to speak. And I think we did it for that one. All right, let's do this thing next. Mostly, I'm just tired of having it sit around because it doesn't stack well. And also, don't know how to get into it. Ow. Might have just stabbed myself there. There we go. That was easy. Okay, so I've never opened one of these. But there you go. So that's what the inside of that looks like. And inside we have a nice chunk of cards sitting inside that. So there's that. And we've got I believe specific to the bauble things are the top little ornament cards. I believe these are unique to this. So we have Austin Riley for the Braves, stocking ornament card. Yeah. So very shiny. Pretty cool card. And then we get a whole bunch of holiday themed cards. So we've got Hunter Goodman for the Rockies, Kyle Tucker, Astros, MJ Melendez, Royals, Blaze Alexander, Diamondbacks, Austin Riley, Braves, Andres Jimenez, Guardians, Jose Altuve, Astros, Spencer Torkelson, Tigers, Joey Loperfido, Blue Jays, Mookie Betts for the Dodgers, Bryce Terang, Brewers, Connor Phillips, Reds, Andrew Benintendi, White Sox, Tyler O'Neill, Red Sox, Ozzie Albies, Braves, Max Fried, Braves, Jordan White, Cubs, Luis Robert Jr., White Sox, Gavin Williams, Cleveland, Parker Meadows, Detroit, Justin Verlander, Houston, Jordan Adams, Angels, Eloy Jimenez, Orioles, Andy Pages, Dodgers, Nick Lofton, Royals, Ezekiel Tovar for the Rockies, Shane Bieber, Guardians, and then we have some parallels in here. These are embossed. We have Will Smith for the Dodgers. We have Sal Frelick, rookie for the Brewers. That's a nice one. I do like those. They're pretty cool. And then we have a Spencer Torkelson, not necessarily numbered, but this is a shinier version for the Tigers. Shinier than the regular parallels here. We got CJ Abrams for the Nationals parallel. And then back to base, it looks like Ozzie Albies for the Braves, Jared Jones Pirates, Nick Castellanos Phillies, Lawrence Butler A's, Austin Wells Yankees, Francisco Alvarez Mets, Edward Julian Twins, Trey Turner Phillies, Corey Seager Rangers, Josh Jung Rangers, George Springer Blue Jays, Ha-Seong Kim Padres, Ke'Bryan Hayes Pirates, Johan Rojas Phillies, Tyler Soderstrom rookie for the A's, Pete Alonso Mets, Ryan Jeffers Twins, Garrett Cole Yankees, Jason Dominguez rookie for the Yankees, Kyle Schwarber Phillies, Andrew McCutchen Pirates, Luis Matos Giants, Evan Carter rookie for the Rangers, CJ Abrams Nationals, Joe Ryan Twins, Kodai Senga rookie Cup for the Mets, Zach Geloff rookie for the A's, and Luis Arias for the Padres. So that does that. Kind of a ridiculous storage solution for, this is a solid brick of cards, but like, come on. Do we really need this many, this much space? Probably not. But like I said, I don't think I'd ever open one of these for a break, and I know I've never bought one for myself. So something a little bit different. All right. We've got archives and we've got this 206 box. So let's do this one first. So this is Topps 206. I believe this was an online exclusive last year. It doesn't really say. It just says 40 cards. No real information on there. But when you open it up, that's a surprise to me. You get a bunch of little packs. So there's your empty box. Was not expecting little packs like this. So they're not labeled in any way, but that's kind of fun, I guess. All right. So we begin with Kyle Schwarber for the Phillies. And now there's all sorts of different backs, I think, to these. So I'll try to remember to flip them over. So we have Piedmont back there. We've got Jung Sweet Copperell for the Rangers. Encarnacion Strand for my Reds. He's got just a regular name back. We got Yogi Berra for the Yankees. So those must be the base cards. For the Twins, Austin Martin. For the Red Sox, Wade Boggs. For the Expos, Pedro Martinez as an Expo. Matt Olson for the Braves. Xander Bogaerts for the Padres. And Juan Marichal for the Giants. So it looks like you get, well, at least that pack had two non-standard backs plus a bunch of standard backs. Got Charlie Blackmon, Polar Bear. We have a Old Mill Harrison. Is it Josh Harrison? I don't know. For the Giants. And then we've got Eovaldi for the Rangers. We have Jung-Hoo Lee for the Giants. We have Ceddanne Rafaela for the Red Sox. We have Kodai Senga for the Mets. We have Trey Lipscomb for the Nationals. We have Salvador Perez for the Royals. And then going back in time, we've got Christy Mathewson for the Giants and Ozzie Albies for the Braves. Yep, I'm flipping them all. They're all upside down. All right, we have a El Principe de Gales. And again, some of these are much more rare than others. Miller for the Athletics. And then we have an American Beauty. Adley Rushman, that's a nice one for the Orioles. And we've got Nolan Arenado for the Cardinals. We have Dominic Canzone for the Mariners. Alex Bregman, Astros. Seth Lugo, Royals. Colt Keith, Tigers. Shoto Imanaga, rookie for the Cubs. Another Cub, Fergie Jenkins. And Robin Yount for the Brewers. And one more pack out of this little box. Ooh, there's a red border or something here. Well, let's do this one first. So we've got another Piedmont, Tucker for the Astros. And then we have a red bordered Jackie Robinson, Old Mill. So that's got to be rarer than that Old Mill, I would assume. And then we have Mariano Rivera for the Yanks. Another Yankee, Hideki Matsui. Another Yankee, Mickey Mantle. Nice one. For the Cubbies, Alexander Canario. Justin Verlander for the Astros. Chipper Jones for the Braves. Frank Thomas for the White Sox. And we rounded out with Cole Reagans for the Royals. So those are that is your Topps 206. We ended up with a nice variety of backs. I'm guessing that one's the rarest, but I don't know that for sure. So none of them seem to be serially numbered, so no real indication of how common or rare any of those are. What a fun little rip, nonetheless. All right, and that leaves one more box for tonight, which is just as well since I don't feel great. I'm actually kind of happy this was a faster break evening than some of them have been. All right, so this is 2024 Topps Archives. We've had good luck with archives in group breaks here, so hopefully that continues tonight. Let's try to get these packs out. A couple of stubborn ones there. All right, there's your empty box. And make some space here. All right, so this box does promise 2 autographs and 8 exclusive pink parallels per box. So this is the proper hobby box breakdown, or what you would expect from a hobby box. And so, excuse me, I will say good luck to everybody for the final box for tonight. Friendly reminder, we do have one more night of Breakers Club. Hopefully we'll be back to our regular schedule next Tuesday, where we will finish off Breakers Club. So please come back for that next Tuesday. All right, but first we have to finish this week. We got Willie Adames for the Brewers, Freddie Freeman, Dodgers, Matt McLean, Reds, Andrew McCutchen, Pirates, Aaron Judge, Yankees. We've got an Own the Game, Freddie Freeman for the Dodgers, Cabrian Hayes, Pirates, and an Ellie De La Cruz for my Reds. Next pack. Kettle Marte, Diamondbacks. Justin Foscue, Rangers. Ronnie Mauricio, Mets. Paul Skeens, rookie for the Pirates. Nice one for Pittsburgh. JP Sears for the Athletics. Francisco Lindor is our first of the pinks for the Mets. Austin Wells, Yankees, and Alexis Diaz for my Reds. Supercat just says the red bordered Old Mill is the 1910 T210 parallel. Okay. Was my guess correct that it was one of the rarest of what we pulled? We got Gavin Williams for the Guardians, Zach Neto, Angels for the Reds, Jonathan India, Brandon Lowe for the Rays, Vlad Guerrero Jr. for the Blue Jays. We have a silver Teoscar Hernandez. This is numbered 125 out of 199. I think there's a 1 in front of that 25. Try to get my camera to, I don't want to focus on it. There we go. Yes, you can see the 1 there. 125 out of 199 for the Dodgers. First numbered parallel. O'Neill Cruz, Pirates, and Shane McClanahan for the Rays. I do like Archives. I'm not collecting it from 2024, but I do like the set. Jeremy Pena, Astros, Anthony Volpe, Yankees, Mike Mussina, Orioles. There's our Pudge for the Rangers. Stephen Kwan, Guardians. We have a Wrecking Crew, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies. Hank Aaron, Braves, and Tyler Black for the Brewers. All right, Superguy said the odds are actually just 1 in 3 packs, so they're actually not super rare, so I was wrong. I just assumed the red border was rare since none of the other ones had a colored border. I really butchered that pack trying to open it, didn't I? There we go. All right, we got George Kirby, Mariners, Jacob Young, Nationals, Kyle Bradish, Orioles, Joe Adell, Angels. Our next pink is Chris Bryant of the Rockies, Mason Wynn, rookie for the Cardinals, Zach Wheeler, Phillies, Corey Seager, Rangers. One time we opened a box of Archives and pulled a Ohtani auto, so you never know what you might get. Pedro Martinez, Red Sox, Ryan Sandberg, Cubs, Endy Rodriguez for the Pirates, Pete Crow Armstrong for the Cubs. We have a new breed, Andy Pages for the Dodgers. Lou Gehrig, Yankees, Justin Turner, Mariners, and Tim Anderson for the Marlins. Next pack. Salvi Perez for the Royals. Dansby Swanson, Cubs. Yariel Rodriguez, Blue Jays. Justin Steele, Cubs. Yordan Alvarez, Astros. We have a new breed, Jason Dominguez for the Yankees. Evan Carter, Rangers, and Teoscar Hernandez for the Dodgers. Next pack. Eloy Jimenez, Orioles. Landon Knack for the Dodgers. Reese Olson, Tigers. We have a pink Andrew Abbott for the Reds. Josh Lowe, Rays. Ichiro for the Mariners. Quinn Priester, Red Sox. And Cody Bellinger for the Cubs. Next up. Heston Kjerstad for the Orioles. Spencer Torkelson, Tigers. Garrett Cole, Yankees. Curtis Mead, Rays. Naoki Uwasawa for the Red Sox. We have an at the break, Ronel Blanco for the Astros. Another insert. Kyle Tucker, also Astros. And Ryan Jeffers for the Twins. Some of these packs just don't want to cooperate. All right. Yu Darvish, San Diego. Wilson Josh Jung, Rangers. Mickey Mantle, Yankees. Behind him is from Paris with Love, Kyron Paris. 1958 Topps TV Westerns autograph for the Angels. That's a pretty looking card. I gotta consult my list to see who has the Angels in this break. Where are you, Angels? Peach Pits has the Angels. I bet Peach Pits will be pretty pleased with that one. Nice rookie signature, but a very nice looking card. Sweet. I do like that one. We got Paul Goldschmidt for the Cardinals and Stan Musial for the Cardinals as well. And in fact, let me just put a sleeve on Mr. Kyron Paris. Again, there should be 2 autos in the box, but that was a good one. Topps doesn't list their odds on the packs anymore. Why would they make things easy for collectors? Anthony Rizzo, Yankees. Mark McGuire, Cardinals. Dalton Varsho, Blue Jays. Jake Berger, Marlins. Our pink is Jesus Luzardo for the Fish. Joe Torre, Cardinals. Willie Mays, Giants. And Brenton Doyle for the Rockies. Hi, JC. JC says we can start now. Yeah, we meant to wait, and then we didn't. I'm just going to be lucky if I make it through the whole thing tonight. So, like I said, I took Dayquil right before the break started. Really struggling opening some of these pack wrappers tonight. It's fine. We'll make it. This head cold / stomach bug was no joke. All right, JC is about to start driving. Yeah, no chatting when you're driving. You'll be able to catch on replay. Drive safely, friend. Frank Thomas, White Sox. Gary Sanchez, Brewers. Connor Joe, Pirates. For the Rangers, Wyatt Langford. We have a Fernando Tatis Jr. Wrecking Crew for the Padres. Nick Nastrini, White Sox. Michael Harris II for the Braves. And Colt Keith for the Tigers. Some of these packs open beautifully, and others don't cooperate at all. Mike Piazza, Mets. Greg Maddux, Braves. Bo Jackson, Royals. Our next pink is Yuki Matsui, rookie for the Padres. We have Trey Lipscomb for the Nationals. Brian Ramos, White Sox. Joey Ortiz, Brewers. And Vinny Pasquantino for Kansas City. Like that pack just tore but didn't open. I don't know. It's probably me. There we go. All right. Elias Diaz, Padres. Garrett Crochet, White Sox. Austin Riley, Braves. Emmett Sheehan, Dodgers. Tariq Skubal, Tigers. And for the Twins, we have some sort of parallel. Royce Lewis. This is also serially numbered. This one out of... It's like 2 out of 75. Down there at the bottom. Right there. Royce Lewis for the Twins. Very sparkly parallel. Chris Morel for the Rays. And Corbin Burns, Orioles. Maybe we'll sleeve those parallels before I pack these cards up. Again, just trying to get through everything tonight. Jordan Lawler, Diamondbacks. Jackson Chourio, Brewers. A couple good rookies back-to-back there. Aaron Judge, Yankees. Dylan Cease, Padres. Nolan Gorman, Cardinals. And we've got an own the game for the Padres. Luis Arias. Jordan Montgomery, Diamondbacks. And Zach Geloff for the Athletics. Rounds out that pack. And I always say Zach Geloff, but I think I'm actually wrong. I feel like there weren't very many games on today when I flipped the TV on earlier, but the A's were playing. And I feel like they were saying it differently. Clayton Kershaw, Dodgers. Adrian Beltre, Rangers. Giancarlo Stanton, Yankees. Michael Young, Rangers. Our pink is Chase Utley of the Phillies. Shoto Imanaga for the Cubs. Mason Miller for the Athletics. And Michael Conforto for San Francisco. All right. We're moving along nicely. We begin with Derek Jeter for the Yankees. Blake Snell, Giants. Buster Posey, Giants. William Contreras, Brewers. At the break, Juan Soto for the Yanks. Adolis Garcia, Rangers. George Brett, Royals. And Bill Mazeroski for Pittsburgh. And we're down to another pack that they're just like tearing tonight. Bizarre. All right. Bryce Harper for the Phillies, Royce Lewis, Twins, Bobby Witt Jr., Royals, Seiya Suzuki, Cubs, Gunnar Henderson, Orioles. We have a Wrecking Crew, Giancarlo Stanton, Satchel Paige for the Browns, and Luis Arias for the Padres. And we're down to our final quarter of this box. And we start with A-Rod for the Rangers. Yes, Rangers on that one. Don Mattingly, Yankees. Jared Jones, Pirates. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Diamondbacks. Tyler Soderstrom, Athletics. Manny Machado's are pink for the Padres. Ezequiel Tovar, Rockies. And Duran Duran for the Red Sox. Christian Scott, Mets. Trevor Story, Red Sox. Javi Baez, Tigers. Jackson Merrill, nice one for the Padres. Brent Rooker, Athletics. We have a second, this one also TV Westerns autograph, Mark Mulder. Mark your words, Mark Mulder. It was a blast from the past for the Athletics. Oakland. That's going to Super Gadget. So there you go. Little Mark Mulder. This is the back of that one. I'll save that 1 second. Matt Olson, Braves, and Jordan Beck for the Rockies. Finishes that off. So we ended up with 2 of the Western-themed, the 1958 Topps TV Westerns autograph, which I like that design, so I would call that a win. All right. Still a few packs left. Let's see what else we might be able to find. Francisco Alvarez for the Mets. Julio Rodriguez, Mariners. Logan Webb, Giants. Marcus Semien, Rangers. David Ortiz, Red Sox. We had Junior Caminero, New Breed for the Rays. Jackson Holiday, rookie for the Orioles. And Max Schumann for the Athletics. Next up, Trevor Williams for the Nationals. Chipper Jones, Braves. We got Marco Luciano is our pink, rookie for the Giants. Duke Snyder, Dodgers. Mike Schmidt, Phillies. Randy Arozarena, Mariners. Bo Bichette, Blue Jays. Monty Irvin for the Giants. 2 packs remain to be opened. Our penultimate pack is Pete Alonso for the Mets, Jazz Chisholm Jr., Yankees, Manny Machado, Padres, Rockies get Chris Bryant. We have an Own the Game Corbin Burns for the Orioles, Ted Williams, Red Sox, Emmanuel Clase, Guardians, and Cedric Mullins for the Orioles. And our final pack for tonight which again I butchered. Seth Lugo for the Royals. Andres Jimenez, Guardians. Brian Bello, Red Sox. Ronald Acuna Jr., Braves. Jack Leiter, Rangers. We have a Duran Duran at the break for the Red Sox. Kevin Pillar, Angels. And we finish off with Nick Gonzalez of the Pirates. So there are your 2 autographs. I'd say that was a solid box. Maybe not the most spectacular, but the Mulder autograph is certainly nice. Nice to get something that's not just a rookie auto. Although obviously rookie autos can be really good. Nice to get an established star out of it as well. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight as far as the break goes. I will sleeve these couple of serially numbered. We had the Royce Lewis for the Twins out of, what was that, out of 75. And then we also had the Teoscar Hernandez for the Dodgers. And that was out of 199, yes. So those are your main hits out of the break, out of the box at least. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. Next week, make sure you come back. We'll be doing the museum collection, amongst other things. So I'm very excited for that one. And yeah, I'll be talking to you soon. And have a good night and stay